Okay. Now, first of all, tell me you know something about web elements.
Yeah.
So what are web elements? If I ask you, suppose you are in the interview, so how will you answer me?
Web elements like web editor, um, or web button, like click. So these all are like click, submit.
Suppose you are in the interview, you are not going to give answer like this.
Okay. Web elements, uh, whichever, like, okay, I
Everything that you can see on the web page is known as web element, whether that can be a picture, button, text, anything that is on the web page that you can see. It is text,
okay.
it is button, it is this text, this picture, anything that is on the web page is known as web element. Okay, now
Okay.
I want you know something about HTML.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I say, suppose if I want to check the HTML of this page, or you can say view page source. Now,
Inspecting.
okay, this is the say HTML. Now it
Yeah.
start with HTML. Now this page will end with HTML.
Yeah. It's an XML tag. Yeah.
Okay, it's not a XML tag, but yeah, it's a tag.
Yeah.
Okay, now it says head. Now it has a somewhere that head is ending. Okay, now it is
Last.
ending. Here it is ending. Now if it
Okay.
is body tag, now body, all the things are in my body tag. Okay,
Yeah.
now
Mhm.
we have, you can say we have different strategies to find an web element. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now web element can be anything. It can
Yeah.
be, you know about anchor tag?
Which one?
Anchor tag.
No. What is that
Okay,
one? N?
anchor, ANCHOR,
Anchor. Okay,
anchor.
I heard about it, but I never used it. It's like no, I heard about it.
Mm. So if you see, this is an anchor tag.
Which one? Like the list LI class?
No, no,
Uh,
that is tag that is starting with the A, where my
oh.
cursor is on. You
Oh,
can,
okay, okay, okay. Reference. Okay, a reference like that.
yeah, A reference, A H ref, just
Okay,
A H ref. This is
okay,
the starting tag, A.
okay,
Okay, this is your starting tag, and this is your how your tag is ending.
okay.
Okay, so what is anchor tag? Suppose if I click on this, it will take me to another page.
Yeah, hyperlink.
Okay, not a hyperlink, it's an anchor tag.
Okay,
If I just inspect this, you can see that it is starting with
okay,
A, A reference to my anchor tag. So,
okay.
okay, so let us discuss something about HTML first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I don't think so. You don't, you know more than
Yeah,
anything
yeah. I
about
don't
it.
internally in depth. I just know it's like as a web. They make the content using HTML.
Okay, now say,
Design.
okay, now my HTML, say, this is a starting tag, and this should have an ending tag, HTML.
Yeah.
Okay, now, now if you say now HTML has my body tag, so
Header.
again it
Okay,
will
body.
end with body tag.
Okay.
Okay, now if it has body tag, then suppose inside body we have some, you can say div tag. You know about div tag.
Yeah, yeah. Division paragraph. Yeah.
Okay, then if it is starting with div, then it should end with.
End with div. Yeah.
Okay, now my body can have multiple div tags.
Yeah.
Okay, save, save, save. Okay, now these are three div tags. Okay, now suppose this second div is contain some uh, input tag. Input means you can I just write like input. Now say type equal to text. Okay. Now if I save it and say D and say yeah HTML, and I will just save it as index.html. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have saved it in the D. Say here D in my HTML study. Now this is the thing. Now if I now you see text over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now if I just inspect it, you can see the whole coding which I have done. Okay. Now you see div is above and div there it is div below. But my input tag is inside this div.
Yeah.
You see the arrow is here,
Mm-hmm.
the arrow is here.
Yeah.
Just look at these arrows. These
Yeah.
arrows are here. Okay, now suppose if I write one more div here, okay, save it, and what I will do, I will just refresh it. Again, I will inspect it. Now you see
Yeah.
two more
Two.
divs.
Yeah.
Okay, now what will I do? Again, here I will just put things on this is the thing. Why that's why it is. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, that is not okay. Now suppose there is one more input tag here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now
So we
you
have
have
to enter the text in that box, right? Like
yeah,
that.
this is the
Okay.
text box we are talking about because
Okay. Okay.
input tag can be anything.
Okay.
You will see input tags is depend on you can say type.
Okay.
Okay, now if I refresh it, now there are two text boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. Both they have a
Yes.
type here, type here.
Type text. Yeah.
Okay,
Input. Type text. Yeah.
now suppose if I do it like input type. Now suppose here I will write something. I can write something. I
Mm-hmm.
can write something here. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
can see that what I am typing.
Yeah.
Okay, now suppose if I say input type password, save it,
Okay.
and again I refresh it. Now I writing it here. You are writing it. Now you cannot see anything. Just you see stars or something like that. Okay, if I
Yeah.
just say, you just see these dots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now there is one more input type. Say there is one more div, copy,
But you did
paste.
not encrypt, right? How it came or password like that? Or password itself,
Because
it will take like that. Okay.
yes, if I
Okay. Okay.
pass
Okay.
it
Okay.
password, then it will take password.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now say my input type, if I go over here, say input type. Now, if you see, if I go with the checkbox, input type checkbox now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the thing that I can go with the checkbox. Now I will just copy this
Mm-hmm.
and I just paste it over here.
It's like a checkbox. Okay.
Okay, I save it. I just do this. Okay, now
Okay.
what I have checkbox.
Yeah.
And you can see that I can click all of this at once.
Editable.
No, clickable.
Okay. Clickable. Okay. Oh, text
Okay,
is editable. This is clickable. Yeah.
this is input type where I can put the text. So all has the same input. Tag name is input, but the type is text. Tag name is input, type is password. Tag name is input, type is checkbox. Okay, now
Okay.
what will I do? I just close this and open this in Notepad++. Yeah, there you can see. Okay, it's better looking thing. Now again, I will go for one more div. There's input type now. I will go here. Uh, okay. Now input type drop down. Or
Mhm.
can say first this checkbox radio. Okay, now here I will just copy this and say here. I will just paste it over here.
Okay. Yeah. And so everything under one div. Okay.
Okay, I will. It is not compulsory to put in the div, but just for our understanding, I'm putting this.
Okay.
Okay, now I say I no, I think so. Okay, let's now if I run this again, yeah. Now you see three
Uh,
text. Now, if you see, I can select only one radio button.
yeah.
I cannot select another one. Why? Now suppose if I look over here, sorry, look over here. Now, if I go with the checkbox, if I talk about my checkbox, okay, now, can you tell me what is the common thing between these three checkboxes?
A common vehicle. Okay. Vehicle label. Okay. One second. Here also type is common.
The thing is common that it is
Name.
type of checkbox.
Oh, which one?
It is a type of checkbox. This is the common thing that is the type checkbox, and that's the common thing. But ID vehicle 1, ID vehicle 2, ID vehicle 3. Okay,
Uh-huh.
now say name vehicle 1, name vehicle 2, name vehicle 3. Suppose if I do it for all this thing, vehicle 1, vehicle 1, vehicle 1, vehicle 1. Okay, now all has the same ID. So see what will happen. Let us see.
Within
Okay,
one day you will get it.
okay. I can select all the thing again.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now what will I do? I will just change back to this. Okay, okay. Now what will I do? I will just change this to vehicle one for all the things. Okay. save it, and I will just refresh it again. Okay, now if I select this one, okay, now select this one. I can select this all. Now I can select all again. Okay, so
Mm.
the thing is that I can select all the checkboxes. Okay, there
Okay.
is no nothing common between that. I have to select only one. Okay, now coming back to our here in my radio button, can you tell me what is the common thing between these three radio buttons?
Name is common.
Yes, name is common.
Yeah.
Okay,
Favorite
name is
song.
common. So that's why I am able to select one. See,
Okay.
that's why I am able to select one. Now suppose what will I do? I will name it as favorite language one. I am doing for CSS thing. Okay. Now if I save it and run it now, HTML, JavaScript, I can select only one. But if I go CSS, I can select this as well with this
Oh,
one.
because they have two common.
Yeah, because if you see over here, these two are have the same name, so it will act like the same
Group
group.
internally. Okay. With the
Yes,
values, they group it.
yes. And in this value, I can select only one with the same name. If this is the same group, then they have the same name. And if they have the same name, I can select only one radio button.
Okay.
Okay, so this is for you can select only one radio button, but you can select multiple checkboxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a now if you see again, this is a input, 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 input. But what is the difference between this input, this input,
Yeah. Type
this
password,
input? Yes,
text password, a checkbox.
yes. Type will tell me that what type of thing is the input thing. Okay,
Okay. So
type will
everything is
tell check.
input. Just the type alone
Yes,
will define what kind of
yes,
input it
yeah.
has.
Okay, now if I say uh, drop down in HTML. Okay, now HTML drop down. If I'm to say now, it says select tag. Okay, now I just copy this and say,
Option value. Huh? Okay.
okay, now I will just go here and go with my new div
Mm-hmm.
and say this div. Okay, now paste it. Okay, now just save it and I'm running it again. Here I will run it again here. Now you can see the drop down.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is the select tag. If you see here, this is my select tag. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now say after every uh, say uh, can I say just a minute? Okay, so there is one more tag which is known as paragraph tag. Okay, say text, say password.
With the same, you're changing to para
Yeah, what I'm doing, I'm just uh, thing that so that I can
instead of div.
yeah I can check that which one is which. Okay, say radio. Okay, then say select,
Mm-hmm.
or you can say drop down.
Okay.
Okay, now if I save it and run it again, now it will just give me this is a text, this is
Mm-hmm.
type password, this is a type checkbox, this is a type radio, and this is a select tag.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can have the multiple values, you can just select it. Okay, you can give as many values as you want, but if you see that it is starting from my tag select.
Select. Yeah.
Okay, now if I say mm, input type.
So basically, like the you're like creating like as a form or web page like that. We use all
Mm-hmm,
these.
mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm just giving you the knowledge about the HTML thing. I can move forward and just starting with the things like okay, I will do with this A, this with this A.
No, no, you're
Now,
doing good. This is correct because I did not know this. I just
okay,
vaguely know. Yeah.
now I will talk about say my anchor tag. Okay, anchor
So this one only you
tag.
asked me what it is. This is a
Yeah.
reference.
Okay. Now I will just copy this, paste it over here. Okay. Just say if I remember the thing header. I don't know whether it will work or not. Now there is line. Okay. Now we can define the thing that this is this thing. Okay. Header after each. We'll
So
put header.
mainly these elements we should whatever it is in the web, all those
Mm-hmm.
names we should know for our scripting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You should know about these things.
But is there any way we can find what all the web list like that, Abjit, for me, like to have basic idea?
I'm giving you the basic idea. I'm
Okay.
giving you the basic idea, the things which are being mostly used.
Used.
Say,
Okay. Okay.
say
So
anchor
these
tag.
are main like options, all these things. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Now, now, if I just write over here anchor tag. Now, this href is presenting that where I want to go to my anchor tag. Now, if I say Selenium
Or this I always
training.
called as a hyperlink like that. I did
Okay.
not know. Whenever we use this,
Uh,
we used to say hyperlink like that.
okay. Go to website. You can write anything.
Okay.
You will view this. Okay. Now, if I refresh it, now you see anchor tag. You can see go to website. Where it will take you, it will depend on this thing. If you change this, it will take you to that. Now, suppose if I go to website, okay, it is saying me DHTML study. Why it is saying me? Because
HTTPS is not given.
yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so if I say HTTPS, sorry, Selenium training.com. Okay, now go here, move here, refresh it. Now you see it will take me to
Yeah,
HTML.
yeah.
Okay, now this is the anchor tag. Now if you see it has the tag name anchor, and what are all these href? These are called name as attributes. If this is a
Attribute.
tag name, these are the attributes. The same thing which we done in the XML thing, if you remember.
Yeah.
We have done XML,
Yes.
and the same thing, that is starting tag, and in between there is the attributes.
Yeah,
Input is
yeah.
a starting tag, type is a attribute, ID is a attribute, name is
So
an
we
attribute, value
can
is
we
an
keep
attribute.
attribute as a data field name like that for our understanding, like fields,
Mm,
like type or language, ID. So these are all one field in data type, right? So we can say attributes or data types, data fields.
you can say data field, yeah, you can say
Okay.
data fields.
Okay.
Okay, but so these are the starting tag name. These are the important thing, that how might, you can say, web element is represented. This element is represented by A. A means anchor tag, and it
Okay.
has the attribute name as href, and it will tell us that at which website you have to go, at which link you have to go.
Okay.
Okay, this will tell me at which link I have to go. Okay, these, so there are anchor tag. We have, you can say, drop down, we have radio button, we have checkbox, we have input type. Okay, now if you see, I think so. Just a minute. Okay, now we have the thing like, say, I can say input type button. Okay, now again the same input type, but
Type button, value click. Yeah.
okay, I just copy it here and copy this one here. Okay, I say button.
So this does not need like any connectivity, right? Like one line of code will create a form, right?
Yes, one line of
Okay.
code will create the
Yeah.
thing.
So
Yeah,
Java and all, it has connectivity, right? A lot. If I have to make one thing, it has to have like lot of connection classes like that. But here it is, we can create, uh, you know, with one line
yeah,
of code.
we have
Yeah.
one line of code. I'm just creating. What is that? Again, the thing is input. Tag is
Yes.
input,
Input type
but
button.
but type is differentiating this thing, that okay, it is a type of button. That's why I can see over here as a button.
Yeah.
Okay, type is an attribute. I'm again repeating. Type is attribute. This
Attribute.
type
Yeah.
attribute will define that what type of thing this input tag will represent.
Yeah.
Okay, value, click me, and say
That is
click me.
action. Values are actions.
Values, you can see, or click me, you can see over here the
Yeah.
text.
Yeah.
Okay, if I change this to say click me twice, okay, now you can see over here click me twice. Whatever the thing you will give in the value, you will look it over here.
Okay.
Okay, and then after, and you can say on click, but right now I'm not doing anything on click message something. No, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just telling you that these are the HTML tags. Okay,
Okay.
well, these are the HTML tags. Okay, now if you look over here, so right now, okay, now suppose, now I want to locate this element on this web page. Right now, I'm not going to do thing. What I'm going to do afterwards, I have told you about the HTML. These are more than enough things. We have to find these things only. Okay, now we
Okay.
can have one more tag, say
Data tag.
image
Okay.
tag. Okay? There is no data tag in a
Okay.
HTML. Okay, now suppose here I will say copy and say I will paste it over here and copy this here and say,
Image.
okay, I will write in that image tag. Now image tag is starting with img source, from which I'm picking the source. Now if I say, now if you see, there is no nothing like imagegirl.jpg. Now if I say, now you see that it will not give me anything because I don't have any image.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go over here now, I will copy image address, and what will I do? I will paste it over here. Okay. Now if I run this, now you see.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So why it is giving me? Because there is no image in my folder. If you see over here, there is no image. That's why it is not picking anything. But suppose uh, if I have, say here, here documents, or you can say pictures. Yeah, say this test. What will I do?
I have to
Terms
copy it.
of copy it. I will put it in my here, and
That
it
yeah.
it names test.png type of png. What will I do? I just say test.png. Okay, save it.
SRC
And
source, huh? Image
yeah,
source.
source is
Okay.
a source is, you can say, your you see
From
terms and
where
condition.
I am copying it.
Is source, yeah, from here where you picking the your image, that is
Okay.
name as source, your attribute source. So these are the mandatory attributes. Source is a mandatory attribute. If this is not there, suppose if I delete this. Okay, now if I refresh it, now you see it will give me my image, that this is your image. Okay, but if there is no source, then there is no image. So this is
Oh,
mandatory. Source tag is mandatory in image.
okay.
Type tag is a mandatory in input. href tag is mandatory in your anchor tag.
Mm-hmm.
Select tag, you have your select tag. It is give you the name, ID, by which you can say you have to have these options. Without these options, there is nothing in your drop down. Okay, so in the input, there is mandatory tag type equal to radio, mandatory type equal to checkbox, type equal to password. So these are the mandatory attributes. Okay,
Okay.
now if I say image tag is there. mm, okay, so and you have already see the paragraph tag which I have
Yeah.
already written. This is a paragraph tag.
Paragraph.
Okay, so there are h1 tag, h2 tag, h3 tag. Now suppose if I go over here, okay, I
We
say
used in my testing, I just used the paragraph, the content to display the content alone.
mm, say h1, say h2, sorry, h1, and placing this one. Okay, now what will I do? I will copy this, this, this. Now if I go where h2,
It's a header,
h3,
the
h3,
font size.
h4, h4, and say h5,
Hmm.
then again your h5. Okay, now if I write something like say
Test.
h1, say I can just write a test in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, save it and say run it.
You
Okay, now
saved as a HTML. Yeah.
okay, now you see test, 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 test.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so these are all the tags.
Okay.
Okay, so we are studying about these tags. Now suppose if I want to find the address of this element so that I can pass something value onto this. Okay, so we will study about how to find the address of this web element, how we can
Okay.
find the address of this web element. Okay, so these are all the tags you have to study. Now study HTML from your side as well.
Mm-hmm.
Go for any website, you can go with this HTML thing. Say just write HTML W3 schools.
Yeah, in Notepad you have to write it or note. I mean, and save it as HTML and execute it.
Yes, and name it as your index file so that it can open. If you open the folder, it can open
What is index
like this.
file?
Now, if I suppose, now if I copy this and paste it over here, okay, now if I just, it will just run it. Okay, so you can save your file as any. Don't worry about this.
Okay,
You can save your file as any. Just go with some of the things like don't go with the form elements. Go for the images, links, input types. If you see basic examples,
okay,
okay, this is, you see these are the input types. You have
yeah.
go with the button, checkbox, email. Okay, go for the file. You
So
input type
input
is
types.
yeah.
So in HTML, mainly you are asking me to be familiar with the input types
Yeah, input type is uh, can
and
say
input
better.
attributes.
Yeah, input type and their attributes and there's you can say your checkbox, radio button, drop down, anchor tag, button. Okay, these are all the you can say HTML tags. Okay, just
Okay.
study
And
about these tags.
these all are web elements, right? So this is
Yeah,
all web. Okay.
all the anything on the web page, even this text here, even this button here, even this image here, even these links are here, even this the here, everything, anything you can say, anything
Okay.
on this page is known as web element.
Okay.
Okay, just study this web element and then we can move forward that how we can find the address of this web element on this page. Any web
Okay.
element.
Okay.
Okay, just study some of these HTML elements.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, then we will
Yeah.
meet tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, Abjit.